Well, that's it, the end of Summer Hot, well, for this week anyway.
Yes, we're back on Monday, and we're also back this afternoon when we've got Smart Heart and Steps to the Stars.
Very nice, Anna, thank you very much for that. Do have a brilliant weekend. Join us bright and early, 7 o'clock, BBC 2 on Monday morning. Until then,
Bye!
See ya!
From the 1st of November, anyone aged 75 or over will be entitled to a free TV licence. We'll be writing to you well before November with full instructions of what to do and an application form. Until then, you must remain licensed. But if you need to buy one now, you can buy a special short-term licence that'll cover you until November. Check CFAX page 153 for more details.
Pain, sacrifice, determination.
This means that I'm a world champion.
4 years in the making, 4 athletes reveal their personal struggles for the Olympic gold.
I'm diabetic.
We're away for Valentine's Day. Being a bit of a silly boy.
Just don't think he's playing by the rules that I am.
Intimate video diaries from Britain's elite rowing team.
Just feel like I've got to prove myself all the time.
Witness the build-up to the Sydney Olympics. Gold Fever, Monday at 10:30 on BBC One.
The BBC News now on BBC One with Hugh Edwards.
Good morning. Thousands of well-wishers have lined the Mall in central London to celebrate the Queen Mother's 100th birthday. They're hoping to catch a glimpse of Her Majesty as she travels in an open carriage to Buckingham Palace at midday. In just about an hour's time, a postman is due to present her with a handwritten birthday card from the Queen. There will, of course, be live coverage of all the celebrations right after this news summary. The government has just announced a package of measures aimed at improving bank services following a highly critical report. The proposals include a league table of bank services, a regulator to control the payment systems, and more basic accounts for those currently excluded from banking services. The News of the World says it's standing by its campaign against child sex offenders, despite an attack on the home of a convicted paedophile named in the newspaper. About 150 people went on the rampage outside the flat in Portsmouth last night, smashing windows and attacking cars. Stones were thrown at the police and they injured one officer. The maintenance of Britain's fleet of nuclear submarines could be privatised. The Ministry of Defence has opened talks with an engineering firm to discuss the management of the Trident nuclear submarine base at Fastlane on the Clyde. The government says privatisation could help save £150 million. British diplomats in Belgrade are calling on the Yugoslav authorities to let them see 2 Britons being held on suspicion of spying. The men were arrested on Tuesday along with 2 Canadian aid workers in the area between Kosovo and Montenegro. Britain's also demanding to know what charges the men face. Extra help is to be offered to Asian women in Britain who are forced into marriages abroad. At least 1,000 women are thought to be affected each year. They're to be given more advice by British diplomats. There'll be more cooperation between police here and abroad. That's it for now. I'll be back at 1 o'clock on BBC One, of course. See you then.
Good morning. Well, 100 years ago today, when the Queen Mother was born, it was rather cool and damp in Hertfordshire. There was a chilly northwesterly breeze. It wasn't dissimilar in some parts this morning, but now the sun's broken through. It's lovely here in West London, and it should be very pleasant indeed. Along the Mall today, across into Buckingham Palace, we're looking at some warmth and some sunshine, temperatures around 21. And quite a decent weekend for some eastern areas too, but more unchangeable for northwestern parts. That's it.
This year, the BBC promises to put even more money into a richer mix of programmes.
We will carry on the search for the best new talent around.
And lead the way with groundbreaking programmes. I said I promised, didn't I?
Our promises tell you how we're going to improve our programmes and services. For your copy of this year's promises, call 08700 100 789.
This is BBC One, celebrating the 100th birthday of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. We now go live to Buckingham Palace and join David Dimbleby for A Birthday to Remember.
100 years ago today, August the 4th, 1900, the Queen Mother was born. Queen Victoria was on the throne, still Empress of India. London and Buckingham Palace look very different from the scene we see today, just as the time she lives in now bears scant resemblance to the world into which she was born.